Hello, this is a video of me sound dampening my 2008 Ram 1500. I put together a bunch of clips over the last week of me doing each portion of this truck. I started off with the cover on the hood over the engine. I had a squirrel nesting up there and wrecked it, so I just swapped it out and I put some sound dampening in there. I also did some sound dampening in the floorboards. I don't have a direct video of me doing that, but I put Amazon Basics in the floorboards. I did each of the doors also on this truck, and I put some sound dampening up here in the cab roof. I use Amazon Basics and I use Hush Mat. For the most part, I use Amazon Basics in the floorboards, and I use Amazon Basics in the door panels in each of the doors, and I use Hush Mat in the cover of the engine up on the hood, and I use Hush Mat up here. It just seemed like the Hush Mat stuck really gooey, really stuck together, so I felt more comfortable putting Hush Mat in vertical areas. And then I felt just fine putting Amazon Basics, which didn't feel quite so gooey, on the floorboards and in the door panels. As you can see, a squirrel got a hold of my hood cover, so I had to replace it. So here's the after effects. I installed some Hush Mat and some Amazon Basics on the hood of my cover. Here's the results. Basic stuff, nothing fancy. And here is a new cover from Detroit Muscle Technology. Be pretty basic. Good afternoon. Just finishing up the job on the 2008 Ram. Deadener, the front and back doors, and the hood. And I use Amazon Basics and Hush Mat products. Here is the final product. And here's what it looks like. I'm not going to go through the details of it going off and on because a lot of videos on that. But one more thing I will say I did do was I actually installed, if you can see it here, I installed some stuff in the top part of the truck to seal up that. That was getting old. It was like 3/8 inch foam in the top water seal. Hello there, I just installed this product on my truck for sound deadener, and I will show you the benefits of it, the repercussions, or the after effects. You'll be able to hear it pretty easily. Installed on the back door. Do the front door tomorrow. Stuff works. That's all I got to say about that. Hello, I'm going to remove my headliner to put in some sound deadener up there. First steps, some of the steps you got to do, you got to remove this bad boy. Got to remove this. Got to remove this and this plate off of there. Have to take off the seatbelt, pop this off. Seatbelt, pop that one off. Pull these out to take these off. And then this one, same thing over here. And pop these off also. Take this off. Same thing as over there. And repeat the steps on both sides. And then finally do that one also. Unplug all the plugs and we'll see how it goes. I'll do some follow-up videos here once I get everything off, and you'll be able to see the headliner on a 2008 Ram Bighorn. That's it for now. Alright, we're back again, and I'm finishing up my truck noise dampening project. Basically right now I'm in a situation where I already slapped on about 5 sheets of 23 to 24 inch Hush Mat, and a little bit of Amazon Basics, and I'll go over a few key notes that I ran into in this little project. So this is the 2008 quad cab Ram, and this is the piece that kind of threw me for the most issues or questions, essentially, how this goes off and on. Obviously everyone knows how to do the connectors, pretty basic, nothing pretty straightforward there. But mechanically this is just supposed to pop right off. Like you're supposed to yank it and yank it off. But in reality is if you do that, you're probably going to break this. So online there's a YouTube video that the gentleman pretty much popped these off, and then there's that screw right there that you can just take that off, and then all you're doing is popping off the backside, and then it goes back on. So that's one of the biggest projects I had that was kind of confusing, or I had to figure it out. Everything else is pretty straightforward. Pop these on, slap these together, the edge pieces, and if anything else comes to play, I'll try again. But for the most part, this is the end of the show here for the most part. And I'll let you know if I find anything else that would cause you issues doing this project. In other words, taking off the top part here. All right, quick summary of my 2008 Ram project of sound deadening and recovering from the squirrel chewing up my engine headliner. Basically, I put about 18 sheets of sound deadener in here, the combination of Amazon Basic and HushMat. I really liked the Amazon Basic better than the HushMat. The HushMat was way too flimsy to install, but allegedly it's better because it costs twice as much, but I didn't see any results to show that yet. My stuff is sticking just fine. The most difficult part was probably some of these were kind of hard to get off and on, but I figured it out pretty quick. I already explained this bad boy, how this kind of just pops right off. Technically, but I wouldn't do it. Everything else is pretty straightforward, and nothing fancy, nothing special. It sounds better, and the most importantly, I did drop about 3 to 5 decibels as HushMat advertised you would when you did the floor, the headliner, the engine bay, and the doors. And whether it sounds better, it's up to interpretation. But I did have the decibel reading off my little phone. It did show it dropped, and there's really nothing more to add. Is it worth doing it? Probably. I'm glad I did it. And that is it.